Emotion I put into it, the harder I rock. We're better than you. We're better than you and your
son. Oh my God, this guy right here. This guy right here, man. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know about this guy. This guy come out the woodworks doing an interview. I'm like IOTBA. I was scrolling up my articles. It's like a prediction for, Earl Spence and Manny Pacquiao, the legend. You know what I'm saying? Unification bout. And then this man, one time, what's going on, LeBron? The two-time. I'm not afraid to let that old go. Opened his mouth and said, the fight between Earl Spence and Manny Pacquiao is for the undisputed welterweight championship of the world. Keith, where's your head at? Keith, you got me looking at you. You got me looking at you like this. Come on, Keith. Come on, Keith. Now the WBO does not matter. The WBO does not matter no more. So he even went on to say that in Japan, they only recognize the WBA and the WBC. Do you live in Japan, bro? And on the picture for this video that I put up there, that is the Oriental WBO belt, which means they do recognize the WBO. Cut the horse shit. We don't want to hear it. We're not dealing with it, Keith. Cut the shit, Keith. Cut the shit. Nobody wants to hear it, man. What's the purpose of this man even mentioning that? I'm sorry, y'all. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Did you guys catch this? Did you guys see the interview? He said that they were fighting, Earl Spence and Manny Pacquiao was fighting for undisputed. So let's just, you had an opportunity to fight this guy. You chose not to fight him. You said, I'm not going to fight this dude. Shout out to Sport and Advantage. LaRon, what's going on? We got Toby Bartlett in here. What y'all think about this horse shit? Because, 1-2 kid, I do not roll with that shit, man. I can't do it, man. Whenever I hear shit like this, in the boxing game, I'm not feeling it, man. You know what I mean?
Ain't no Chris Angel, mind freak, David Blaine, trap dog, horse shit jumping off here.
We're not dealing with it. We're not doing that, man. We're not doing that. The captain.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit, bro.
Stop the bullshit, man. Stop the bullshit, Keith. We don't want to hear this shit no more. We done with it. Real talk. We done with dealing with this bullshit. I'm ready to just move the fuck on and just deal with some other shit. But this was some bullshit on his part to even come out of his mouth like that. I was bamboozled. I was blown away that he even spoke like that. You know what I mean? What do you guys think? You ain't seen it, Toby? That's a damn. Didn't hear it either. Yeah, it's on a prediction video, right? He's got a prediction. The video was going good, It was going good. He was talking, you know how he does. He was breaking it down. He was breaking it down. He was like, look, it could be an amazing fight. Like these guys, I've been in there with Manny Pacquiao. This guy. He said he picked Earl, but he said it would be for undisputed. Is this just a way for him to say, give me a shot instead of Bud? Even though Earl said he would give him a shot, but we can jump all on that too and bring that into the water and drown that bullshit too, because we know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? We know what's going to happen. He's going to price himself out to fight and say that Bud ducked it. You know what I mean? So I could see all this shit playing out, but I'm just like, I want to see these guys fight. What's going on? Truth Bomb Jake in the building. Long time no see. You know what I mean? So he said he didn't hear it. Y'all can check it out. It's on there. Yeah, he said it. I don't know, man. And you know, I'm curious. You know what I mean? About where was the whole WBO problem when Manny had it? Anybody remember them saying, well, Manny ain't got a real title. I wouldn't want to go for that title because that ain't for undisputed. I never heard that. You know, when Jeff Horn had it, I didn't hear none of that shit. None of it. So truth be told, for these 2 years that Bud Crawford has had this title, they just want to shush it down. They don't want to talk about it. It's meaningless. Let's just talk about something else. Let's just move on to the next. That's horse shit. That's horse shit. We're not doing it. We're not dealing with it. I don't want to hear it. But what's going on, actual? But what I do, Samuel Shaw in the building. What's up, man? What I do want to talk about, though, you know what I mean? What I do want to talk about is there was another guy. Unless y'all want to just keep working on this, we could keep going on this. But hold on, let me drop the link for the homies. And for the rest of the team, if y'all want to cook on it, y'all more than welcome to hop on. You know, the 1-2 kid don't discriminate. He participates. And hopefully, if you guys are out there in the bushes, you can participate too. You could just jump out the bushes and say, here I am. I'm somebody. You know what I mean? I got a voice. Yeah. Let your voice be heard, not just in the chat all the time. You know what I mean? For the bush bandits. Right, Angel? The bush bandits. Meat Shields. Hashtag Angel, Mr. Santos. But there was another guy that was on there talking big shit. But you know what? I ain't mad at him. Even though I flamed him at one point, I gotta say the man was like, give it to me. I want the big shot. I'm ready to just fight anybody, talking mad shit about everybody. And that was, woo, this man right here. I did like his energy in his interview, talking about him trying to get in there and mix it up with the big name guys. I did like the fact that, you know, I didn't believe in everything that he was saying, but I had to say, the motherfucker had the right energy. He wanted to smoke. He was like, woo, make it happen. He was talking big shit too. I guess that's what you got to do to stir the pot. But, you know, with Keith, though, I was like, that's just, come on, man. You trying to erase Keith. Come on, Keith. I know you rocking a new style. I know you growing your hair back out, but come on, man. Come on, Keith, man. You better than that. I'd like to think that you better than that. But I did like the way that that Cobbs was talking, man. Cobbs was talking big shit. The flair. What's going on, Red? How you doing, man? I did like the flair. You know what I'm saying? He was talking major league shit. The link has been dropped if y'all want to hop on. But I can't have I don't get it. I don't get why Thurman would go out of his way to say some bullshit like that. I guess it's just some PBC shit. You know, I don't know, but that's just, man, that's bad shit. To sit there and say that they was fighting for the undisputed, Earl and Manny was fighting for the undisputed welterweight championship of the world, I was like, this dude's delusional. Remember when he had that bump? Like, he must still be taking some shit. You know what I mean? It must have had some serious effect on him, because that's some horse shit. That's some horse shit. You know, there are undisputed fighters out there. We got one from Scotland. Taylor. Shout out to Tony Reviews for getting that pick correct. You know what I mean? He got it. I think Ramirez put on a hell of a fight, but they fought for undisputed, and the WBO is part of that. When Tyson Fury was capping like he was going to fight Anthony Joshua, it was for the undisputed championship, and the WBO is part of that. So now it's just the WBA, the IBF, and the WBC. We got guys out here with franchise champions, with championships, and guys saying that they undisputed. When's the shit gonna stop? When's it gonna stop? And I had high hopes for the man, Red Glove, because you could see he was in shape. You could see he was working out. He was on point when he was talking, and he just segued some bullshit in there and was just like, by the way, here's some bullshit. Continue to dislike me. I was like, this dude, man. This dude, I don't know. Samuel Shaw says, is undisputed really important anymore in this day and age with all the politics in boxing? Well, the politics would tell you otherwise. That's the point. They trying to shuck and jive you into saying that the best of the best is no longer the best of the best. And as long as we manufacture these motherfuckers in the right way, this is going to be your champion. What's going on, SA? We got Sporting Advantage. If you ain't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to this guy, because this guy's got nothing but fire. And that also goes for Red Glove Militant. We got the Boxing Lounge. Go ahead, subscribe to the guys. And everybody on that channels tab, UGC, in the house, TAC, True First Crew. That's what we do. What's going on, SA?
Yo, what's up, man? Chilling, listening to these crazy, I guess you just call them like accusations, because I listened to something this past week from him, and he was like upset with Spence. It sounded like he said that like they had put Spence on the path that was supposed to be for him, and he was like, you know, just like pretty much whining about it. But yeah, I didn't hear this. So this is kind of crazy to hear him say that, because he was just saying bad things about it.
Yeah, it was in a prediction video about them fighting and his prediction on the fight. And I think it's just, I don't know, it's kind of like he's trying to segue an excuse to Earl Spence to say, go this route, say you're undisputed. You know what I mean? I could already see it unfolding before Earl jumps up to 154 and says, yeah, man, I was undisputed, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, fuck that, man. This dude was calling you out for 2 years. I still got my video coming out, y'all. I just got to find the right clips, because I don't want to put out no bullshit. But I got the video coming out. I'm gonna flame a lot of people in that video, because I think they all great fighters. They all good fighters, but man, we can't have the politics. Gotta stop. I get it. You want to make money, that's one thing. But when you just sitting there disvaluing the accomplishments of other fighters to benefit, you know, yourself, and you don't have to, if you got to step on somebody to get ahead, I think that's bullshit. And that's what I think he's doing. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not feeling it. I don't feel like he needs to even do that. You know what I mean? He was a 2-time world champion, whether he's with the PBC or no matter who he signed with, that none of that shit should matter, man. None of that shit should matter. It's just the politics that they pushing, they manufacturing champions and saying this is the guy because he's on the screen, because he's got the Twitter followers, because he's got this. But it's like, but what's he doing in the ring? What's he really doing? Yep.
I also heard him like, or my bad, go ahead.
Yo, Black, come on back, man. I think I booted you on accident. But Black Horseman should be back, y'all. Once you kid made a mistake. And I'm not afraid to say when I make mistakes. So shout out to Tony Reviews, because I picked Ramirez to pull that fight off, and I was I was wrong. You know.
Yeah, I was wrong too with that one, but
Yep.
man, it was a hell of a fight. It was, I mean, it was one that you can rewatch several times.
Right, right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you can. And it was a good fight. They both came in and they both they both came to win. And Taylor did more. Taylor was uh Taylor was the guy that night. He pulled off the W, and shout out to him for being the undisputed 140-pound champion, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to him because that says a lot. That means ain't nobody at 140 fucking with him. You know what I mean? He's the
Yeah, you
man
don't have to
until he's
question
beat.
undisputed there.
That's right. Because it's undisputed. Can't question undisputed. Because you can't dispute it. You know what I'm saying? You done cleaned them all. You done cleaned them all out. You know what I'm saying? When Bud was undisputed, he moved up. He was still the undisputed champion. You know what I mean? And that WBO it's a title, man. It's a part of. It's a piece of the puzzle, the 4-piece puzzle. Well, come on back, Black. Don't take it personal. So I mean, so what do you think about Cobbs? Did you hear his interview that he did talking about Spence and all of them?
No, unfortunately, I did not hear the Blair Cobbs interview, but I'm down to like kind of hear about it right now if you want to.
Yeah, well, he went in on them guys, and he's like, he believes in himself, and I can't knock that. Whether I believe him or not, I can't knock the fact that he's willing to challenge himself and take on, the tougher guys. Like if he was to get in there with one of the younger talents too, I wouldn't be mad at that either. You know what I mean? Or a contender, I wouldn't be mad at that because the one thing I can say about Blair Cobbs is I do see some talent in him. I think he can sharpen his skills, but he's got a good punch. He's got good speed. He's athletic, and if you fine tune those things, yeah, you could be a good fighter. You know what I mean? You could be a good fighter. So I ain't mad at that, man. What's up, that guy? I'm not mad at that though. You got anything coming up soon, Essay?
Not necessarily soon. I got a lot of like things I'm trying to work on, get them ready to go for. We got another undisputed match coming up, and I'll probably do something for the Wilder Fury thing as well. There's got to be a part 2 to the video, so I'll probably do something with that. But yeah, nothing too big right now. Just kind of like taking it easy. What about you? I thought this one was going to be that video when I saw the intro. I was like, oh, here we go. So
Oh no,
I was kind
not
of getting
yet.
excited.
Not yet. Not yet. I gotta find the right clips for it, man. I mean, there's a couple more clips I gotta add to it, but I got everything else set, the music and everything. That's all set. It's gonna be a fun one. It might be my last funny one. You know what I mean? I'm probably not gonna be doing that no more. Unless the people
Yeah,
want me to
end
do
of a
it.
series.
Yeah, basically. I'm gonna get a little more serious with it probably and start putting out different promos, just like super unbiased promos and just boosting boxing period. You know what I mean? Not so much getting into the politics of this. This is gonna be like some of the I might do it on other people's lives and stuff, but yeah, I'm just gonna kind of steer away from it because I just want boxing to be big again and just push the sport, man. And but you know me, man. I might have to just come back and just start flaming more. Fucking
Yeah, it's going to happen every now and then. But I do agree with that because, I mean, it's like everywhere you turn now, everybody's trying to tell you their belief and how, this is better. And it's just like, man, I think we've gotten away from the fighters, like you were just saying.
right. And I just want to see big fights happen, man. And entertaining fights. And I like the sweet science, man. I like to see the skills. To me, that's fun. It's fun to just kick back, relax, and watch the dude do certain things that you like. Oh shit, I ain't seen that in a while, or I ain't seen that ever. You know what I mean? You see the talent in these individuals and the athleticism in these guys and the hard work that they put in to get where they gotta go. These are all good things. These are all good things when you see guys like Boots Ennis and Virgil Ortiz, man. wanting to smoke, wanting to get in there with top guys, and then you got guys who are champions that want to mix it up with other champions, and the other guys just ain't giving them the opportunity to do so, which kind of takes away from the sport. So I try to keep it on that level right there. I root for the little guy. You know what I'm saying? I root for the little guy that's coming up, doing it the right way, and trying to make the best of his career in the right manner. You know what I mean? It's not manufactured. Not that some of these manufactured fighters can't fight, but the energy is different. You know what I mean? The energy is different. But we do got Charlo and Montiel happening. Does anyone know if Charlo made weight second time around?
I'm not sure. Hang on one second. I'm getting my dog inside. Hang on.
All right, cool. Anybody know if he came back and made the weight? Because if he lost that on the scales, man, that hurt him bad, man. That hurt him bad as a middleweight, as a contender. You know what I mean? That would be devastating. Devastating. But it might get us he might go for that WBO if he ain't got that WBC. So we might get that Andre fight. Cool weekend of boxing. Yeah. Yeah, I say so. I hear everybody out there flaming Tiafimo for the COVID thing. Not sure what it's all about. Do you think that it's just he's trying to steal the fight? Like, is he? I heard that he might be hosting the fight the same time that Ortiz and Mean Machine are fighting, which is kind of stupid. I think Black was saying something along the lines of that's why he was so upset with Mayweather, because he stole his date. Now he out there stealing dates. Or maybe they just throwing it out because nobody wanted to watch it. Nobody was calling for that fight. You know, I think Kambosos is a tough guy, but I don't see him beating Tiafimo. I don't think, I think he's going to come in there to fight, but I'm probably not going to pay to watch that.
Yeah, it seems like that whole wave has kind of crashed. Like after the Loma win, Tio it just like seemed he was on top of the world. He could do no wrong. I mean, he was, on ESPN, just, living life, almost on every single fight he was there, and everybody was seeing his name and his face. But I don't know. It seems like since then, it's kind of started to fizzle out, and it really has to do with that Triller event that he signed for. So it's interesting. I've seen a lot of people say some, questionable things like, hey, why isn't he vaccinated? This wouldn't be a problem. I don't know. I'm not trying to tell people how to, live their lives or anything, but that is going to be a question that, these fighters are going to have to start answering because, it's something that's being pushed right now. And you had Bob come out the other day and, share his thoughts on how, he feels every boxer should be vaccinated. So I don't know. It's getting crazy.
Yeah. And I'm just over here praying that the bullshit will stop in boxing, all the bullshit boxing politics, so we can get these big fights. And that's what the 1-2 kid and the Truth Hurts crew wants out of boxing. That's it. And no more meat shields. I don't want to deal with the meat shields. If you're a meat shield, just please just find something to do with yourself besides being a fanboy. Peace. Yeah, man, I can't do it though, man. With this guy right here talking that shit and saying that undisputed, like I just don't get it. I don't get where they're coming out with this bullshit. You just eliminated a belt out of your conversation, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
At every corner, they're just trying to devalue Crawford. It's like it's just not going to work. The people aren't going to forget about it. They know who the boogeyman is, and it's time for these PBC guys to start lacing up the gloves and get in there because They can go back and forth with who beat, Danny Garcia last, but nobody cares.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. And you know what's funny is when you got guys like Keith Thurman, this guy can get in there. He can compete with any welterweight. You know what I mean? Any welterweight, he can compete.
Yeah.
And he's got a chance of winning. He's got that punching power. He's got the dynamics. You know what I mean? But does he got? I mean, is the hunger still there? You know what I mean? To get in there and to mix it up. You know what I mean? I don't know. I really don't know. Like until we see this man in the ring fighting a bigger name guy, you don't know. And if it's not about the politics of boxing, or if you do have a promoter or a network that's telling you we're gonna guide your career this way or that way, then don't cap. What you capping for? Why are you saying, yeah, I want this guy and this guy ain't shit and this is this? Just say we're gonna find out where it goes, where it leads, blah blah blah. Now, how is anyone gonna jump on you or flame anything that you're saying if you're not sure where everything's going and you're looking for an opening and things to open up? And don't talk about fights until they signed. You know what I mean? Which unfortunately still isn't good enough, because you could sign a fight and the fight won't happen. Fury, you know what I mean? Like,
right?
The fuck, man. It's been signed. The Gypsy King's gonna put on the greatest show of all times. Now I'm fighting Deontay Wilder. And it's like, I don't care. I don't care that he's fighting Deontay Wilder. People hyping that up just to talk about anything. Got people out here hyping up Chavez Jr. Chavez Sr. and motherfucking Camacho Jr. The 1-2 kid don't care. I mean, I'm not knocking them getting their money. Shit. But, and I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to just be saying shit just to say shit. You know what I mean? This ain't the Inquirer, man. I'm like, if it ain't worth talking about, I ain't going to talk about the shit. You know what I mean?
So you're pulling a Wilder on us, right?
How you figure?
No, I was just kidding about you.
Yeah,
I wanted to talk about it, but
yeah. But it's funny too that he did that, man. I mean, you ain't even gonna promote your fight. That's what you're doing. So being vaccinated, you can still get COVID. Chris Paul of Phoenix Suns is dealing with the issue now. He has to sit down for a couple of games in the playoffs. Well, I don't know.
That's an interesting point.
I don't know about all of that. You know what I mean? I guess it affects everybody differently. Those that get the shot, those that go and get vaccinated and all that. I got my shots, but I probably wouldn't have, but I couldn't go to my son's graduation unless I did. So I did, because I wasn't gonna miss that for nothing.
Yeah. It's like, some of these people, it's just like, I don't know how you get around it. It's like most places you can't even work anymore.
Yeah, it's weird. When it comes to the government and those politics too, I don't know what they talk about. They're like, yeah, you got to have a card, but don't laminate your card. But you need it, but don't carry it with you. But you're going to need it to get into places. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, who's running
Remember
this
that Chappelle skit where he was like, why can't I just like bend over and show my butthole and like prove it's me,
That's crazy. Yeah, man. I mean, I just don't get it. I don't get none of this shit. Like, none of this shit makes sense to me. I just enjoy watching the fights, man. And when we get undisputed fights going on and we get or guys challenging themselves, that's what I'm about, man. That's what I enjoy doing. It. That's what I like to promote. That's what I like to push. But then, people get to a certain plateau and then they figure that they don't have to do certain things. Like even Earl. Like Earl saying, well, nah, Keith I ain't fucking with Keith. It's like, but you just because Keith did that shit to you don't mean that you got to carry that same energy. You know what I'm saying? You could go ahead and take that dub. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to promote that same, nah, I ain't got to fight him. That type of shit, I've never been a fan of that, especially in the boxing when it's one-on-one and best fight the best type of shit. I've never been a fan of people saying, well, he don't deserve to fight or this, that, or the other. You know what I mean? Never been a fan of it. Other than the rankings. The rankings, I'll be flaming them too, because I still don't understand that whole Turkish dude being ranked number 1 in the WBC. I just don't get it. I'm like, how? Why? How did he get there? You know what I'm saying? Yildirim. Like, he getting flamed by his own country. I don't even know if he went back there. But they cooking that turkey. But that's just funny to me, man.
Yeah, it seems like the rankings will change based off who they sign next. So, yeah, it's disappointing, but I don't. Be honest with you, I don't see Thurman or Spence, fighting, and that's one of the things I heard Thurman was upset about. He's just like, yeah, he'll fight everybody else that I fought, but he won't fight me. And I understand Spence's perspective on it. As far as like, yo, I'm fighting the guy that beat you, but at the same time, we all know that styles are going to differ from each fighter, so he could have a shot, against Thurman.
Right, but that's the fight we wouldn't mind seeing, though. We wouldn't mind seeing, like, if you ain't gonna give us if you're not gonna give us this fight, you know what I mean, with Bud, and you're gonna take on if you're gonna take on a fighter, like, give us one that we didn't see you fight yet. We seen him fight Porter, Keith Thurman. We don't want to see the rematch. We would much rather see you mix it up with a new guy. So if Earl was to fight like Keith, I wouldn't be mad at that fight. I'm not mad at the Pacquiao fight. You know what I mean? I'm a little upset with how they did the belts, though. The WBA, take it from a guy, give it to a guy, then last minute go, oh, no, that ain't going to work. Here, we're just going to switch it back and give it to him now. Like, that to me that's the inconsistencies of boxing and the boxing politics that I could care less about. Because then who's the champ? So now anyone could be the champ just for money. Like, all right, so we're going to make some money off this fight, but we're going to need a title. You could always count on the WBC or the WBA to fix that up for you. You know what I mean? Well, we'll just make a title.
Yeah.
You
The
know
whole
what I mean?
recess, and then like, oh, well, guess what? Today he's a champ, but tomorrow he might be on recess. It's just like I don't like it at all.
I was under, the impression that if you're a champion in recess, you got to fight the current champ to get the championship. I don't know how to feel about when they took it away from Manny. I know he was inactive for a while, but I didn't think it was a good decision by the WBA, but I do feel like it was a fair decision, being that he was inactive. But then to give it to Ugas and then go, okay, and then the Ugas to accept but I'm going to be on the undercard and I'm going to get a decent payday so you can have a belt. You basically just sold the belt. You know what I mean?
It seems like it was planned the entire time. Like, hey, this is what's going to happen. So, yeah, we're going to make you look good for a little bit, but, you're going to have to hand that back. It's like, these people that sign contracts, like, oh, that's my car. And then the owner of the car comes by and is like, all right, there's your 3 hours. Now it's going back in my garage.
Yeah. To beat Keith, I'm going to become Keith. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, Keith, 1 time, 2 times. Not afraid to let that old go, and I'm afraid of the WBO. That's what he is, man. To knock Bud Crawford in this division, I think it's getting old. It's like, go ahead and clean it up. If this dude ain't nothing, if this dude ain't competitive, if this dude ain't this, and that's what I noticed is you don't hear these guys saying that he can't fight. They just say, oh, you got to give me this portion to fight you. And if they asking for more to fight him than to fight each other, that tells me that they think this dude's tougher than everybody in the PBC.
Yeah, they got to make enough so they can afford a casket afterwards.
Every big name PBC fighter priced themselves out of the fight with Bud Crawford. From Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Earl Spence, and even Manny Pacquiao. And I know y'all ain't going to like that, but it's the truth. Because he took 20 to fight Keith, but he wanted 40 to fight Bud. Proof is in the pudding, y'all. Proof is in the pudding. The PBC don't want to fuck with Bud Crawford, but they don't have a problem fucking with Tyson Fury. He ain't on the other side of the street. Shit, they taking him to court to go fight. Just different energy for different fighters. You know, I don't get it. I don't understand it. So I'm not hearing all this WBO don't count shit, because we know it counts. Just because you said that shit don't mean, you know, no one cares. No one cares that. Well, in my eyes, it's like, yeah, okay, run with that narrative. See what it gets you. Think it's gonna get you the Spence fight? Probably not. So that's what I'm saying. You know, and yeah, that's the type of shit that I don't mind flaming. You know, that's the type of shit I don't mind talking about, because it's horseshit, and we know what horseshit is. You know what I mean? You see it coming from a mile away, and my horseshit meter went off the charts, damn near blew up, went to 100. You know, as soon as this motherfucker come running his mouth, and he was having a good interview up until he said that. I was like, oh man, why you do that? Why you gotta knock this man? Why you gotta knock him, man? And then when he gets into that shit, and then they start talking about that shit, I just be like, I don't want to hear it. Done. Don't want to hear the shit. Just done listening to the shit. You know what I mean? But what do you think about? You got a prediction for the Montiel fight with Charlo?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Charlo by knockout. I don't know the round just yet, but yeah, I think Charlo is gonna get it done. I think the young Lions have had it a little bit rough since their last outing, and everybody kind of giving them crap. So I think they are going to come in here with some fire in their belly, and yeah, it's going to be. I think it's going to be a very good win for them. I think it's going to be something people don't want to miss.
Yeah. Anybody in the chat? Y'all got prediction? What y'all think? You think Charlo going to sleep him, or do you think Montiel going to pull off a huge upset? A horseshit meter. Yeah, I got a horseshit meter, man. I do. You got to get a horseshit meter. Then it just picks up. It picks up on shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got one. And it immediately goes off when I see, you know, Keith Thurman doing shit like that.
Chris Angel, mind freak, David Blaine, trapdoor, horse shit jumping off here.
We ain't dealing with it. So we got some predictions. Let's see. Oh, no, nope.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Wow. Cares about Charlo versus Montiel. No predictions. Said it ain't worth his prediction. He not even gonna give it. He said, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about this fight. Frankly, I don't either. But you know, sometimes some cherry picks go wrong. And I think Angel may think that this might be one of them. Might be a cherry pick gone wrong. You know what I mean? Said Charlo gonna sleep. Says, I just seen Charlo miss weight. Uh-oh. Did he make the second weight? I don't know. I was asking everybody to see if anybody knew. ARBs, I was asking the same thing. I'm like, because if he lost that WBC championship, you know, on the scales, then we might fuck around and get that Andre fight. Because he gonna be wanting that motherfucking, and you know, he gonna be wanting that title, and who knows, motherfucking Canelo might come down and be like, I'll take it. I could use another one, you know. Said Charlo going sleeping. Charlo going sleeping. That's what Toby thinks. Says Charlo in 5. Oh wow, that guy. UD 118, 110. Said he ain't had a KO in a minute. Yeah, Thurman said that Earl Spence and Manny Pacquiao are fighting for the undisputed welterweight championship of the world. Oh man. Nobody cares enough to check the weigh in. That's funny. He can't lose his belt before his brother go for undisputed. That would be ironic. Yeah. It would. It would, man. Shout out to the Black Horseman, man. Yo, hop on. I think I might have booted you on accident when you tried to get on, unless you dropped off. But yeah, so we got some predictions. We got everybody picking Charlo in this fight by we got one UD and we got one stoppage. Anybody else?
I'll tell you, just based on my recent performances on predictions, I'd go with the other guy if I was y'all.
Really? You would go with Montiel?
Well, I was saying I've been getting them wrong lately, so yeah.
Oh,
don't think mine means anything.
nah, everybody means something. I'm just saying like it. But the thing is I gotta say though, in his last fight, I did see improvements in Jamal Charlo, boxing wise. But if he ain't making weight, I don't know, man. If he loses that on the scales, that'd be fucking awful.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, it was like what 0.4, and I think he had like 2 hours to lose it. So I doubt it happened, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, some people are saying he looked drained. Who missed weight today, Samuel Shaw? Charlo did. Charlo missed weight. So, but we don't know if he made the weight. But if you lose that on the scales, that's going to be bad for him. That's going to be real bad for him. Because what are you going to have to hold on to? He's going to actually have to fight somebody if he ain't got that title in order to get a title shot, I would think. But those are our predictions. In that fight, I got I'll take Charlo in that fight. I'm not gonna say I could see a stoppage, but I'll go with a UD.
Like the most active boxer ever, Gabe Rosado's back in action again.
Gabe Rosado. Oh
yeah,
man.
He's going to be going off against that young Beck bully. So I don't know if he's going to go all the way this time. It's not going to be Plant.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Gabe Rosado come to fight, and I thought he pulled off a dub in his last fight. And he's always coming to fight. So, maybe he could fuck around and get a title, man. Maybe he could fuck around and get a win in his future. Maybe there's a title sitting in his future because the energy of these other guys is champions not acting like champions. And you got guys, contenders that want all the smoke. You know what I mean? They want all the smoke. So you even got guys like Blair Cobb's calling people out. Woo! He's like, give me a shot. Give me a shot. What's going on, Kong?
Don't duck me, son.
Yeah, right. Don't duck me, son. How you feel about that whole situation with Keith?
You mean with Spence?
Yeah, with Keith Thurman talking about Spence and Pacquiao fighting for undisputed.
Man, Keith Thurman need to shut up. Errol Spence already said he not fighting you, so stop trying to suck up. You ain't gonna get no. That man said he not rocking with you. He finds you corny. Pacquiao already beat you, so stop trying to suck up. Errol Spence don't like you, and he not gonna fight you. Shut up, and you duck Bud Crawford. Nobody cares about that, man. Keith Thurman without the ponytail is just some average light skinned dude. Nobody cares, bro. The ponytail made him special. Now he don't have the ponytail. Now he just something. Now he look like me.
Oh, so he pulled a Samson. He lost all his strength.
Nobody cares no more. He lost all his mojo. You don't have the ponytail. You don't have nothing special. You look like me now. You look like an average office dude
Hey,
with a list.
hey, Kong, you got a prediction for this fight?
What?
Tonight?
Who? Cobbs and what? Who?
No, not Cobbs. Charlo and Montiel.
Yeah, I got Montiel by KO. I want Montiel to win the Juneteenth belt.
Just to shake shit up.
Because it's just like, man, just please, just stop. I also don't like Jamal Charlo. I was gonna do a stream about him today, but I changed my mind. I'm glad you brought him up. I think Jamal Charlo is bipolar. Did you see his latest interview? Talking about how he'll just continue fighting guys like Montiel until somebody wants to fight him. He'll fight anybody. I'm like, shut up, Jamal. Oh, I want Triple G or Canelo. Triple G not calling your name. Canelo not calling your name.
Yeah.
The people who are calling your name, you're not answering. So I don't mind seeing Montiel punch Charlo in the mouth. I don't like Jamal Charlo. I think Jamal Charlo should lose. It would be crazy to see Montiel raise the Juneteenth slavery breaking chains belt.
That would definitely mix things up. And that's Kong's view on the whole situation. He said, "Hey, I wouldn't mind seeing this dude get punched in the mouth because he ain't got that champ energy."
Yeah, I don't like people like that. Jamal Charlo is I'll just fight these types of guys, take care of my family and just be safe. I'm like, this guy is bipolar. Hey, what's up, Sporting Advantage? My bad, man. Sorry for the bad manners, man. Sorry.
It's all right. It's the Lord you got to take that up with.
Yeah, hey man, it is what it is, man. He said you got
Iron Kong. Do you know what happened with the weight? Did he make weight?
Who?
Jamal Charlo.
What are you talking about? He had weight. I don't know nothing about this, bro. I was working.
Okay, I didn't know if you knew. I know you keep up to date on all that, so I didn't know.
No, I'm working on. What happened? He had issues making weight.
Yeah, he came in a little heavy. So he missed weight, and but I don't know if he came back. He had 2 hours to make the weight. We got Black Horseman. What's going on, Black?
Oh, I hope he don't.
That's fucked up.
Hold on. If he misses weight, is he stripped of the belt like Benavidez?
Hell yeah.
Oh yes.
Is this the year of karma? What's going on, man?
Yeah, I mean, didn't he flame Andre about weight at one point in time? And he did. Jamal Charlo did. Yeah,
somebody said he did flame Andre. Iron Kong.
Oh, really? For what? But Andre don't miss weight.
Yeah, I didn't recall it either. But I mean, if he out there saying that stuff. And we might actually get an Andre Charlo fight if he don't have that WBC.
If he miss weight, if he don't make weight, you think we gonna jump in there with Andre?
I mean, man, he ain't gonna be knocking that WBO because it doesn't seem like they knock that WBO when they don't got a title.
That's right.
But when they got something lined up, they be like, "Yeah, man, that don't mean nothing. We fighting for undisputed out here."
So elaborate on that 1-2 kid. What the fuck keep Thurman talking about, man? Undisputed.
He said that Manny Pacquiao and Earl Spence is fighting for the undisputed championship of the world, and the welterweight undisputed championship. And he said he don't consider the WBO part of that, and neither does Japan.
Jesus. And neither what?
Yeah, he said Japan only goes for the WBA and the WBC. That's why I went for it. So I guess this man's Oriental or has some
what about
ties to the Orient.
Oh, the Orientals. Well, what about? I guess Philippines is excluded. Nonito Donaire got a WBC strap. Yeah. So I don't know. What about anyway?
They only ride with the WBC and the WBA. He said they don't even mention the IBF. But I actually on the thumbnail of this video, that's a WBO Oriental belt. So
what?
Yeah. So I kind of just killed that narrative too. So he's saying they don't recognize the WBO, but they got their own belt.
It's easy to body Keith. Fuck him.
Yeah. I was just upset. I was upset that he said that shit. I was like, come on, man. What are you trying to do?
So he's still on that WB no shit.
Oh, yeah. Of course they are. As long as it's attached to Bud, they'll always be on that WB no
So
shit.
what is he gonna say well, we don't know if Errol Spence really gonna do it, but what if he go after Bud Crawford like he said he gonna do after Pacquiao? If he's successful, what Keith gonna say then?
I don't know, but I hope that he does that. I hope I'm wrong about that. I hope we get that undisputed championship in the welterweight division that every boxing fan's been clamoring for the longest time. All the Errol Spence fans out there that just want to shut Bud up, that'll be their perfect opportunity to do so, and that will be their big fish putting it on the line against Terrence Bud Crawford, and that's big champ shit. Go ahead, Earl. Be a big fish and get in there and mix it up. But you got to get past Manny first. Don't sleep on that dude.
I'll tell you what, if Crawford gets a hold of the belt, I guarantee you all of them will stop talking about it.
Yep.
Yeah. I bet you if Crawford became undisputed wouldn't be a thing.
Half of boxing would just retire.
Belts don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Just in the welterweight division. Because you know how they worship that WBC over there.
I mean, damn. They got a Juneteenth belt, new WBC Juneteenth belt today, or for tomorrow, all kind of shit, man.
Do you got a prediction, Black, in that fight
for Jamal and Montiel?
Yeah,
I didn't think I needed to make one, but since he ain't making weight, shit, I might have to make a different pick. No, I ain't gonna make a different pick. I mean, I'm gonna hope he don't get fucking upset by this guy whose only claim to fame was knocking out James Kirkland, so who way over the hill. So
yeah,
that'd be something.
So WBC gonna make a missed weight belt for Benavidez and Charlo fight.
Oh, the missed weight belt.
Damn.
The undisciplined belt.
Oh man, it's gonna have a scale on it.
Unprofessional ass dude's belt.
It's gonna have a scale on it. Shout out to that guy with that comment.
Couldn't cut enough weight belt.
Can't cut it.
Couldn't cut it out.
Can't cut it.
He couldn't cut it belt.
Can't cut belt. Didn't make the cut.
Didn't make the final cut.
Scissors belt. Oh man, gonna have the WBC scissor belt, y'all. That's funny, man. The whatever weight belt.
Shiny ass scale on the motherfucking belt.
Nice, man. Nice. But Kong said he want Montiel to put hands on dude because he just ain't showing that energy. And
he said he hope he don't make weight. So
he said he hope he don't make weight too.
You want that man stripped.
Oh man, he did too. Yeah.
All that shit he talk about people. And all that stuff he talk about people. Did you see his latest interview on Boxing Scene? How, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna fight whoever they want me to fight, you know what I'm saying? But if I don't get Triple G or Canelo, I'll just keep fighting people like Montiel because I want to take care of my family and be safe and all that.
Bro.
I'm like, shut the fuck up.
I stopped watching the interview or that one of the press conferences when he said that shit. Like, I'm comfortable fighting guys like that. What? What you mean you comfortable fighting level competition like Montiel's? And
I think Jamal is bipolar, bro. Because one day he aggressive, then the next day he's like, nah, man. These Canelo, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what?
That nigga ain't bipolar. He buy vodka. He buy tequila. That's the only buy he is. He right by the bar.
Charlo energy changes up so much, right? That you can't keep a finger on this guy. Like, in that same interview, he's like, I'll fight Andre or whoever they want me to fight. I'm like, but you just said nobody cares about Andre or his belt the other day. And it's just, your manager, your handler, whatever, is saying, we're not going to pay for Andre. People want to see Montiel because, it's going to be an action fight. Andrade is boring. I'm like, oh man,
Bruh. Hey man, they starting to turn the WBO into the boogeyman belt, man. Where they avoiding that shit. Only in certain weight classes though. 47 is the boogeyman belt, and at 60, they don't want no parts.
wow, man. Somebody has to gonna prove me different. Like, you're not gonna just keep telling me Andrade is garbage, but you're not gonna fight him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But Jamal, I don't know.
But when like Canelo had the belt, the WBO was he still got the WBO, but I guess when certain people have it, it's cool, but others have it, it's not cool.
But like y'all said, at 147, everybody wanted the WBO when Jeff Hahn had it.
Right. It depends on who got it, right? Depends on who got it, man.
I want Montiel to win tomorrow. I want Montiel to raise the Juneteenth belt over his Mexican head, and you know what I'm saying, become a Juneteenth champion.
Hey, you know what? Here's a body bag right here. The PBC want to act like nobody care about the WBO, but obviously Jamel do, right? Because he going after that last belt,
and that's the
only belt he don't got.
That's the dude they don't like, Jamel. They don't like Jamel now.
The PBC don't like him.
Nah, all these PBC fanboys.
We know Beyonce don't.
Now.
Oh, the fanboys don't.
Yeah, Jamel, he needs to be slapped. He a coon. I'm like, man, that's the most accomplished dude over at PBC, and y'all talking shit about it. Y'all don't even like him. Y'all like Jamal.
Hey, they hate on the big champ shit. I learned that about this era now, man. It's a heavy agenda to totally bring unnecessary flame to the goddamn big champ shit. Just look around. Everybody that's on some big champ shit, they getting hated on, man.
And when Manny had that WBO, they was praying, oh, Manny, give me a call. Oh, please. Come on, Manny. Big champ shit. Let's get that WBO championship. We're going for undisputed. That nigga's undisputed. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? So we know what it is, guys.
Yeah, and that week's going to be lit, too. That's the only reason they're mad is because he's going to make history.
Manny's mom did voodoo to get that WBO belt back. I think it was the WBO.
Yeah, that shit didn't work against Horn. That shit backfired.
That shit was only worked for one fight.
They had them crocodile juice. They put some crocodile juice down and did some voodoo of their own. And that shit is like
serpentine energy, some shit. Yeah,
you know what I mean. So hey, man,
Cobra venom for that fight.
That down under shit, that shit did not work for Manny. Shit, even Teddy Atlas couldn't cry him that belt back.
How embarrassing, man, that is for Jamal, though, man. I don't know. It's kind of turning into a karma year, man. Everybody that talks shit about somebody else not being able to do something, whether it's Billy Joe Saunders clowning somebody about their eye, what happened to his? Whether it was who else recently that was talking shit? What was it? The Daniel Dubois, and then so the Billy Joe shit. It was something else too, man. Somebody got that karma reversed on him quick.
Jojo Diaz came in at like heavyweight, so.
Oh yeah, he was shitting on Tarver, talking shit. Then he missed weight. It's been a lot of different things.
Yeah, but that Billy Joe shit, man. I mean, and that was an action. That was karma. It was an action, and after all that shit that he said, man, and then it just turned into like.
You look at the state of his face. There's no way he's lucky the fight was stopped. Look at the state of his face. I got him. Look at the state of his face.
I'm talking about he won't never be able to escape them facial expressions that they captured at the end of that fight, bro.
No guy test.
No guy test.
I'm talking about. I don't think. I mean, only in the UK, but a lot of people were happy that Canelo broke his eye, man. I was pretty pleased. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, man.
No, I need X-rays. I don't think his eye was broken. I need X-rays. Damn that.
It wasn't dented in enough for you, man.
No, I need that. Just a black spot on his face, and his eye was. Look here. That nothing was wrong with that man's eye. All right. He said how when they put the end swell on his face, it was actually his eyeball. I was like, this dude is making up stories.
This dude, man. Well, you think they should have forced him? You think they should have forced him out for another round?
In my opinion, they should have had a cattle prod
I think he did break his eye socket though, because even
Hell yeah, that shit landed
even
too
Tyson
accurate.
Fury said it. He was like, he needs to come back because when he said,
You know, Fury was pissed off,
Yo,
man. He was like, "What the
he
fuck?"
needs to come back from that and not end his career on that loss. He was like, because he got his face smashed in by Canelo.
I'm not taking no advice from nobody who watched my
Damn, I
father.
hope he didn't say that about Billy Joe.
He did, man. He was like, he got his face smashed in.
Tyson is a savage, bro.
I was like, he ain't lying. Not that time.
1-2 kid.
What's up, man?
I'm not taking no advice or no instructions from nobody who watched my father get beat up in front of them. I don't give a damn what Tyson Fury said. You don't care about me or my family.
Yeah, he watched his pops get. He like, damn, I watched Billy Joe get his eye broken, and my pops get goddamn somersaulted out this whole rushed. Damn.
No, he can't advise me. I don't think nothing was wrong with Billy Joe Saunders' eye. I don't think so. I think it's a lie. I think he quit and that he got a black eye and that's it. He quit.
But a dent in his eye, man. You need to chill.
Was it a dent though?
Hey man, I don't know. It was only one eyeball peeking out when the doctor walked up.
He gave him a permanent wink. He was like,
It's a winky right. Look at that. I was that winky right. Oh, that's Billy Joe.
Caught him with like that left upper hook. He caught him with that 45-degree angled shit.
Man.
Caught him nasty with that shit. As soon as he caught him with that shit, that motherfucker's whole demeanor changed.
Damn. Hey, that was just a hey, that gotta be the one of the punch of the year, man. That motherfucker weaved the hook and threw the uppie. Like to know, I don't even know if he knew Billy Joe head was gonna be in that right position for that. Weaved the hook. I was impressed though.
There was 2 extra feet, I guess. You know, none of those punches would have landed.
Hey,
yeah.
Canelo punched him so hard. I said Canelo started like celebrating, like, yeah, baby, got it. Yeah,
got it.
You know, but according to Billy Joe, if he would have broke his other eye socket too and his jaw, then he wouldn't have quit. But because he only broke one,
right,
it's all good.
That's right.
You got to break both my eye sockets and my jaw.
Going on the shield, brother.
Yeah, you see, going out on the shield. That motherfucker sat down and was like, "Nah, we good.
I'm good, man."
Billy Joe, you supposed to be completely blind and just go out, man. You still had one eye, bro.
Come on, man.
That shit was wide open too. So I'm sure that you had extra vision when the other one went out. Don't it's like a transfer of? I don't know. It probably the other vision transferred to the other one, so it was like Cyclops type shit. Third eye,
black. That
third eye ass vision.
That guy, you see.
Use your third eye, no joke.
Black. There's an interview with a guy called Jesse Robinson, right?
Yeah.
He's like a coach, a boxing coach. Him and Stacy McKinley, used to run this gym down in Florida. So Jesse Robinson was talking about Anthony Joshua, and he said Anthony Joshua's advantage is that he's used to fighting in front of these big crowds, and he's saying like that big crowd make you forget your mama name. So, see, Billy Joe Saunders had a lot of things going against him. He not used to no event like that. He not all of that, like all this hype and all this whatever. He not used to that. Canelo is. So when he got punched in his face, like he's not used to being violated. He's not used to being roughed up. He's not used to the big crowd. He's not used to none of that. So he quit. You know what I'm saying? Nothing was wrong with that man's eye. I don't believe it.
It was probably a whole bunch of images of people just laughing at him in his head, like when he was in the corner. Aha, you quit.
He knew what people were saying. He knew people don't like him.
Damn, you quit. You're a fucking quitter. He probably saying all these motherfuckers in his head.
He looked up at his trainer and winked at him, not on purpose, and was like, "Keep the car ready. Get the fuck up out of here."
Hey, did he do a post-fight interview? He didn't do it, huh?
Nah, man. He went directly to the hospital.
Bring the ambulance. What y'all waiting on?
Didn't do shit. Daniel Dubois stood there next to Joe Joyce, which was so uncomfortable. and did his post-fight interview with his mangled face and walked off. Billy Joe Saunders waddled his ass to the ambulance with a towel over his head and just disappeared. Nobody care about Billy Joe Saunders.
He evaporated in Vegas.
Yo,
What
shout
the
out to
fuck?
that guy. He came with the 1-2. He had 2 good comments. The 1-2 award goes to that guy. He said, Icon wants the B sample on this guy's mangled eye.
Goddamn right.
Hey, that man went in from the fight to the ambulance truck, and he was in the UK, but when he woke up, he like, damn, y'all drove me back home and shit from Vegas. He like, yeah, man, your ass was asleep. You can helicopter your bitch ass back to UK.
Motherfucker got home. His wife is like, "Why you winking?" It's like, "I'm not. That's
Right.
That's Canelo winking at you."
She mad. You know how females get. What, you ain't happy to see me and shit? You over here looking all depressed. I ain't seen you in months. You motherfucking. But yeah,
It's all quiet at the dinner table.
everybody like, let's bow our heads and pray.
Convincing people, man, I pretty much
They like-
died in there, man.
They like, let's bow our heads and pray. They're like, I think Dad already prayed. His eyes closed. Dad been praying. He been praying since he walked in this mug.
Oh man.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah,
Billy Joe, man. This weak ass eye.
But if anybody in the chat knows if Charlo made weight,
Yeah, apparently
please
he did.
inform us.
Yeah, Aob said it earlier.
Oh, he did. So he made the weight. Okay.
Unfortunately. Oh my God!
Oh, you made it? All
For the
right.
belt?
No doubt. Hey, the fight is on then. Fight is on.
Hey,
Hey, I'm gonna come back on in like 20 minutes. 1-2. I'll be back.
all right, man. I'm just saying, like, if these guys is gonna scrap, now he had trouble making weight, then he had to go back in there. 2 hours left. That can't be any good for his physical well-being.
That's okay. Never mind that. We're gonna win. Monty gonna win that 17th belt, and Eddie Hearn gonna offer him that $7 million to come to the zone to fight.
Oh man, he said, "Never mind that. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Let's get this show on the road. We want this dude drained." Canelo broke his spirit.
Let me tell you something. Every time Canelo touched Billy Joe Saunders, he shrank. Every time.
Everything shrunk but his eye. Oh man. But Billy Joe, man, that's what happens, man. If you're gonna get in there and you're gonna talk it, you better walk it. Because if you don't, it's too much social media out here, man.
Well, 1-2, let me ask you a question. Real talk. What is Jamal Charlo's career trajectory to you? Like, what do you see they're planning for Jamal? Because it can't be that they're keeping him warm for Canelo, because Canelo is spoken for the year. So Triple G has already written himself off for the year. Is Jamal gonna fight some other bum? Is Munguia gonna go over and get that work from him?
Oh man, I don't think. Unfortunately, I think Munguia in the same boat as Jamal. I think that these guys can fight, but they're not willing to challenge themselves. Munguia could probably easily get in there with a big, like, there should be no reason why Jamal didn't unify with Andrade. There's no reason why Munguia ain't been in there with Andrade. You know what I mean? To make it mix up, it kind of makes you wonder what these guys are in the game for, other than, making money, because that's all it seems to be. Like, nobody wants to reach that pinnacle of heights, that legendary status. They like that manufactured shit. And you know what I mean? It's kind of like processed food, man. You know what I mean? They like that processed food, man. I don't know. I really don't know about these two guys, because the energy is not the same, and they calling out fighters when they got fighters right in front of them. You got guys jumping through 135. I seen Tank Davis. They when they did the All Access, say things like Duke was like, "Yo, don't this remind you of like, this is Mayweather here? It's the same thing that you went through. You went through 130. You went through
Stop.
135, and now you moving up to 140. It's like, no, you skipped 135. You just skipped 135. You just said, yeah, there ain't nothing going on here, and it sucks because the guy can fight. You know what I mean? Tank can fight. So when it comes to like back to what you were saying, I know I go way off on my rants, but Charlo ain't really he ain't doing nothing, man. He just holding on to that title, man. Holding on to that title, kind of like Deontay Wilder was, just grasping and holding on, vice grip of a title for.
But for what? Jamal Charlo can't possibly be making no big money. He ain't making no money.
Man, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he's just comfortable, man. Like you said, he said he was comfortable just doing what he doing, fighting whoever. You know what I mean? Like just going about it the way you want to, and just getting the money that he want at the moment. But when it comes to legacy, he just wants the big money fight. That kind of tells me that he want to cash out. He ain't fight for greatness.
Man, that's crazy. Like when I saw the interview from Jamal, I was just like, I'm done with I'm really wondering if Jamal is bipolar, because one time I'll break Benavidez's neck, I'll do this, I'll do that. Then it's man, I'm not fighting nobody who ain't vaccinated and who ain't this and who ain't. I'm like, then it's Andre, he too small. Send her off for Hearn. All right, here's $7 million. Nah, I'm not the matchmaker.
Yeah. Oh, we got Rocket in here. What up, champ?
What up,
hey, don't call me champ. You owe me $15. You owe me $15 cigarette, Rocket. This dude, man. But I mean, I don't know, man. It's just a lot of capping out here. A lot of capping and not a lot of getting in there and saying, hey, let's do this. Let's do this. Just sign the motherfucking deal. Sign the deal. I hear a lot of people going in on Gary Russell, the younger brother.
For what?
I don't know. I seen him fight. I think the guy could fight. He seems like a fun guy to watch.
Did he diss Wilder or something? Because these days you can't say nothing about Wilder.
Oh, maybe. They dissing Gary Russell and Gary Russell. Well, both Gary Russells, because they got the same name, don't they?
Yep.
Yeah, like George Foreman. George Foreman 1, George Foreman 2.
God damn, this guy missed his header.
They're all waiting for the big one.
But hold on. This one big payoff. When's that gonna come? Bro, just the big payoff was that $7 million from Eddie Hearn. Knock out Andre, get him out your hair, laugh at him, and then you get that one. You get another big payoff. So just one payoff and that's it. That's good enough for you? Stop, man. Listen, not interested.
Man, I honestly, shout out to Sport, and he got tended some business. I didn't see the private chat, but
Sport looks like
he got some things to tend to. Go ahead and tend to that. Tend to that, fam. Take care of yours, and you know what I mean, you and yours, bro. No problem, man. Thanks for swinging through. Always a pleasure, man. But I mean, I don't know about these guys, man. I'm not seeing that big champ energy, man. I'm not seeing that big champ energy from Keith Thurman to any of these guys. Like, they just all talking, man. They all talking, but they don't want to mix it up. They don't want the big championships. They don't want the motherfucking unifications. They don't want the undisputed. The belts don't matter, but then they do. I mean, it's whatever fits their narrative at the moment. You know what I mean? That's all it is. So you waiting for a payoff. A payoff for what? Like you said right there, Toby. You could be getting it. You could be getting big money right now. What's up, Hap?
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
Our California brother.
What's up, Iron?
What?
You got a prediction for the fight tonight or tomorrow? My bad.
Jamel
by stoppage or by
stoppage. I'd say late round stoppage. Yeah.
You know what hand he gonna do it with? The right or the left?
Oh God. I'm just gonna guess and say it'll be a right uppercut.
What round? Nah, I'm just fucking with you.
11, 10.
10. Okay, 10th
Yeah.
round. Wow. Gonna make it happen. So
Yeah.
what do you think about Jamal and his quote unquote legacy in boxing as of now?
Jermel or Jamal?
Jamal.
It's okay. I mean, he hasn't really had a signature victory that I could say puts him on like a trajectory towards the Hall of Fame yet. I don't know if that's his fault or the PBC's fault or, you know, the other fighters are ducking him or whatever, but he's just not, he hasn't made it there yet. Whereas I think if Jermel gets this undisputed, I think that's a good look. And like he's on the road to, you know, being, you know, possible great fighter that might make the Hall of Fame someday.
Really? I don't know. What do you think of this guy? Blair the Flair Cobbs.
I don't know who that is. Who the hell is that?
That's Blair the Flair, baby.
Pretend like
Woo!
I know.
Blair the Flair Cobbs, baby. Woo! That's the Ric Flair of boxing, supposedly, in his mind. But he wants to smoke, so I'm not gonna knock him for that. What do you think about Blair the Flair, Kong? We might have lost Kong.
God damn it. Oh, hello?
Yeah. What do you think of Flair?
I don't even know because I remember him getting dropped by this dude. He won the fight. Was it his last fight? I don't know. He's gonna be like one of these C+ class fighters. You know, he's gonna be loud and rambunctious or whatever. But that's about it. Like he was on his press conference the other day with no shirt on, and I was just he's the guy who you're gonna want to see knocked out cold.
Well, he's training with an offensive coach in Freddie Roach. He's in the gym with Freddie. You know what I mean? So we'll see, man. He's at the wild card at the moment.
And he a ginger.
What's that?
And he a ginger.
Oh, he's a ginger.
He looks like a ginger. I'm not sure. You never trust ginger light-skinned black dudes.
Yeah, why is that? Why is that, Carl?
They always up to something.
They always up to something. Well, he's
met.
up for the challenge, that's for sure. I'll give him that. And I don't knock that, man. If he's up for the challenge, you know, and he's up to, you know, mix it up with anybody, and he ain't capping, then yeah, I'm with that. Because I think that's what boxing should be about. King of the Hill shit. Shiz Biz in the building. So now that we cleared all that up, you guys got a prediction for the Spence and Pacquiao fight?
I got Spence winning that fight by UD.
You think he's gonna get a decision?
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Hap?
Ooh, that's a tough one for me, man. We just seen Manny turn back the clock so many times. It's hard for me to pick against him. So tentatively, I would pick Pacquiao by UD.
Pacquiao by UD. You know, I'm a roll with Kong. I think Earl's just. I think his youth and size will pay out in the end. I think that's what's gonna be the difference in the fight. But you can't count out Manny, man. And the way Earl's talking about Manny, I'm like, he might have a lot of trouble with this dude. I think he's gonna be in for a rude awakening, but I think he might pull it out. Do you guys think?
I mean, a lot of people had that same opinion when he was fighting Thurman, the youth and size, and Manny's going to get old and all that. So and then he proved us wrong. So I don't know. I think he can do it again, especially with the Novada.
With the Novada. Well, yeah, that's true too, man. Novada, man. You know, I was thinking about something, and I know we be pushing Vada and Nada, and I was like, has Floyd ever did Vada?
No.
He's a USADA guy, right?
Yes.
And USADA been getting played by the Olympics and Olympians for years, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of stories of Olympic athletes, whistleblowers saying like how many times they cheated the drug testing and all that shit. So
has Manny ever did Vada?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Really?
Pretty sure. Yeah.
Which
pretty
fight?
sure
Do
they
you
did
know?
it. Pretty sure they did it in the Brandon Rios fight. And maybe a couple others.
Was there a 6 week? Was it 6 weeks out?
That I don't know for sure.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. Because Manny, when he turns back the hands of time, no Vadas included. Shit. So I
don't think he needed that juice for Brandon Rios though, because Brandon Rios is sort of a basic come forward, slugger.
Really?
Tailor made for Pacquiao.
Yeah. If you shell up and if you're a little slow, yeah, man, Manny gonna chew you up. But that might benefit him because I know Earl likes to get in the high guard when he's in the corner. He does work off out of the corner, but for them brief moments, even Floyd had issues with Manny. You know what I mean? When he's in the corner and you put that high guard up, But then again, I can't recall Manny being in there with a southpaw offhand.
I'm sure he has, but offhand I can't remember.
I think Manny, you know what I think in that fight? I think Manny is going to I think it's going to be his right hand that's the problem in that fight for Earl. Cuz he punched just as hard with his right hand as he does with his left. I mean, that it was his right hand that put down Thurman. It was his right hand that iced Hatton. Yeah. So I think people are sleeping on his right hand, and that right hand.
You mean Manila Ice?
Manila Ice.
Remember,
is that what he calls it?
To call it that? Yeah.
Yeah, he got a good.
The right.
He's got bricks in both them hands,
they
man.
They developed it.
But do you think the body work from Spence will take the fight out of Manny?
I think it's going to be tough. Anytime like a taller guy fights a shorter guy, it makes it harder to go to the body because you got to get lower and drop your hands more. So, and I'm pretty sure, Pacquiao knows he's a body puncher and they're going to prepare for that. But against a taller guy, his body work, I think, is more effective than a short, fast guy. I think he might miss quite a few body shots. And Manny will feint him, get him to throw to the body, and then when his hand's down, come over the top with the overhand left.
I think it's an exciting fight.
I'm excited about it.
Your prediction in that fight, Coon? Who you think? Do you think it's you said it's a UD in Spence's favor, right?
I think Spence is young enough and strong enough and has enough talent to get the job done. I pick UD because I'm being, I'm being conservative, but I think Spence has enough because Spence ain't been knocking out nobody lately. Let's not, and I think Manny has enough sense to not get knocked out. Just like how, even though controversial, with Jeff Hahn and he lost like that. I think Errol Spence has enough in him to pull off some shit like that. And I think the PBC have enough invested in Errol Spence that they want that to be. So he might get a bit of home cooking, but I think he has enough talent and his youth, and his size will get him through.
So
You know,
you see the PBC doing like a passing of the torch type deal.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. You know, they wouldn't do that for Keith Thurman because again, Keith Thurman is just an average light skinned dude now. Like if he had the ponytail still, they would still be interested in Keith Thurman.
And
But
I mean, if you think about it in terms of money, though, Kong, the PBC stands to make way more money with Pacquiao winning than they do with Spence winning. So if it's purely, you know, a profitability thing, because you know any Pacquiao fight's going to bring in more money than a Spence fight.
But that depends
Except for
on
maybe-
on the type of contract that Manny has with them. Is Manny's contract like what they have with Errol, where they're pretty much in control of Errol?
Right.
Then what
Probably
comes
not.
into question though is if Earl pulls off the fight, do you guys think that'll be a boost to like superstardom to pull off the Manny fight? It would definitely boost it.
It'll be a good step. It'll be a good. I don't think he'll be as box office as Manny Pacquiao just by beating Pacquiao, but I think he'll be definitely much better than he is right now.
I'm telling you, that bargaining table is going to be tough for Bud.
Errol doesn't really have like Manny has an entire country behind him, but then even if he's in America, Errol don't really have a personality that is interesting. Like I don't find Errol Spence to be an interesting character. Strange enough, I find Bud to be more of an appealing character than Errol. Like leading up to fights, Terrence Crawford talks his shit. Errol Spence is just kind of there. He's just kind of a lump. You know, Errol is not really an engaging character either way. Like you don't really dislike him, but you don't really like him either unless you're from where he's from.
Yeah.
The only time Errol's entertaining is when he's wasted.
Oh man.
I don't know. I wouldn't go that far, Haplo.
I mean, in the ring. I'm talking about outside the ring.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you might be right there. But to respond to LeRon, he said, "I see Pac being able to touch Spence's body more than Spence can get to Pac's body." I think they both gonna have some issues because they both like getting off when their opponent's against the ropes, and Manny does that too. He'll get up against the ropes, put his high guard up, and Earl likes that too. You know what I mean? He likes to get his food when you're in there, and that same with Manny. You know what I mean? They start eating you up right there when you pinned up, and I think there's gonna be moments where they're switching back and forth on the ropes, kind of like the Porter fight, and it's gonna be how well does Earl handle Manny's speed and power, and how well does Manny handle the accumulation? And the one thing that I can say about Earl is I've never seen him have a stamina issue ever. So he's going to be in there with a young lion that's got energy for days. So it's a very interesting fight. It's an intriguing fight for me, to be honest with you. I don't know who's going to pull it off, but I'm a roll with Earl, you know, to be safe and say UD Earl just on size and youth. But then again, no VADA testing, so youth is kind of out.
I mean, bro, like, have you noticed that Pacquiao seems to have more trouble with smaller guys like Marquez than he does with bigger guys like Margarito?
Sometimes. I mean, he didn't have much problems with Hatton.
Well, yeah, he didn't. That's true. But he did with Morales and Marquez, and, you know, some of the smaller guys seem to give him more trouble than, like, your Claudies and your Margaritos. Oh
yeah, slow lumbering fighters, but I wouldn't necessarily call. I don't think Earl's the fastest guy, but I wouldn't put him in Margarito's category of speed because you know what I mean. Because I think he's a lot faster than Margarito, you know, and I think the power is pretty good too. You know what I mean? So it should be an entertaining fight. I don't see that fight not being entertaining. That's one thing that we can look forward to, is these guys do shell up and let the other guys get off, and and they both want their get back. So it should be a back and forth fun fight, man. I do think the right jab. Do you think that's going to be a factor in the fight? A huge factor? Do you think like Manny's going to be able to get around that jab? Because what I've noticed of late is those guys with the big movement, the good movement, that go from side to side. If you got a good jab, they don't move much. They become stationary. And that happened in the Lomachenko-Teal fight. And that also happened in the Derevyanchenko Jamal Charlo fight. There wasn't so much movement where they could use their feet as much because they were getting time with that jab. And it kept them stationary for the most part. So that could be a factor.
Manny has pretty good head movement, and he's good with feints, and his herky jerky style, tends to like lessen the effect of someone with a great jab. I mean, Cotto had a great jab, and it didn't seem to bother Pacquiao all that much. I don't know, man. I just think, I don't know. I think it's a bad style matchup for Errol. The only thing is if Manny gets old overnight, like one of these days he's going to hit a wall. I just don't think it's going to be this time because of the Novada. If, we believe that Manny juices, he'll be able to juice. So, that'll help him definitely turn back the clock. I'm just saying, like, I just think Manny's style is a bad style for Spence. And I also think, like, even though Southpaws tend to not fight each other that much, like, both guys have the same problem there. It's like they're both fighting a Southpaw. So even Southpaws are more used to fighting Orthodox fighters. So, I'm sure both of them are going to have plenty of Southpaw sparring partners, and they're going to prepare for that. But I don't know who's going to do a better job. That's the question to me.
What's up, young Billy? Yeah, man. I don't know. Yeah, it's an intriguing fight, though, man. I could see a lot of action in that fight. That's for sure. I could see a lot of action in that fight. A lot of people were clamoring for Manny and Porter a while ago. I was like, I don't know if that fight will be as good as it looks like on paper. I said, I think it'll be a headbutt fest, to be honest. Because I think they both would just be lunging in, and it'd just be like cuts galore, It'd be entertaining when they do mix it up, but when they're trying to enter the danger zone, that's exactly what it'll be. It'll be a head zone. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think it'll be an entertaining fight, and I don't think you're gonna have to worry about things like headbutts in that fight because I think Earl kind of keeps his head up. You know what I'm saying? Good guard, good basics, and then you got Manny using the angles. It should be a really entertaining fight.
You're kind of breaking up a little bit on my end. I don't know if it's me or you.
I'm breaking up. Better now or no?
Can you hear me 1, 2?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you guys hear him?
1, 2?
I can hear you. You guys hear him?
You're kind of breaking up.
Well, I don't know. Y'all hear me in the chat? Anybody want to respond?
Let me jump out and jump back in.
All right, cool. But that's a fight I would like to see. Woo! Be an entertaining fight. I think that's going to be a very entertaining fight, man. Very entertaining. Novada. Just crazy. Just crazy. Do you think that's why these guys priced themselves out of the fight with Bud? Do you think it's because Vada's incorporated and they need extra money? You know what I'm saying? If they can't take their, special shake. Do you think that's got something to do with it? I'm not sure. I don't know what it is about this guy that these other welterweights don't recognize him or just try to bowl over him or talk, talk about the dude. It just kind of like keep them on the hush, keep them on the low. I have no idea. Ugas was just keeping it at his house. Yeah, I said the WBA came in and cat burglarized that shit. They came in, they came in through the window and took the belt back and left a big pile of cash for him. And he was cool with it. He didn't chase him. He said, "Give me my belt back." Yeah, but I just didn't. I mean, if he's cool with it, there you go, man. That's that energy right there. If he's cool with them taking a belt away from him, then I mean, you can't really get mad at it. I just don't like the inconsistencies in boxing. So to take a belt from somebody, and for whatever reason, then to give it to someone else, and then take it back and then give it to this guy because it fits your narrative and it's more belts and we could sell the fight better. So here, just take this cash and we'll just sort all that out. I'm not all about that because you can't really pinpoint what's going on in the boxing game and who's the best. And I think that's the shucking and jiving and the bullshitting that the boxing politics continue to demonstrate to us nowadays. And it's one thing after another. I mean, I'm getting tired of complaining about this shit, to be honest with you. It's that bad that I'm getting tired of hearing myself talk about this shit. Like, I just want to talk about the fights, man. We're going to see Manny in the second half. If you still have the energy, it's a problem for Earl. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. If Manny got, I mean, man, it's an intriguing fight to me. I'm like, as a fan, like I'm excited about the fight. I'd rather see Bud in there with Earl, but I wasn't mad at the Bud Manny fight when that was about to happen either. I was like, cool, you know what I mean? Maybe this will help his stardom, but this will definitely help Earl if he pulls off the W. But you can't count Manny out, man. I mean, he pulled off a dub against a young fighter in Keith Thurman. You know what I mean? Oh man, there's so many questions, man. So many ifs in that fight that makes it intriguing for me as a boxing fan. One of the reasons why I love boxing so much is when you have those fights and that competition, and you got this guy with this, and you got this guy with that, and it's like, yeah, that's what it's about right there. Who's gonna pull it off? Who's gonna pull off the big one? And I got Earl though, just with youth. I'm gonna stick with that as of now. If I bet money on the fight, then I'll super analyze it. Because if I'm betting cash on the fight and I see some stuff, then I'll definitely keep you guys informed. But after studying both of them, it just is more questions. It just raised more questions for me in the fight, But that's about it. But I think I cooked long enough, y'all. Thanks for the support. Thanks for everybody for coming through. Keith Thurman, what are you doing, man? You know what I mean? Talking about what you talking about. I mean, it's just got boxing fans looking at you like this. Like, come on, Keith. What you doing, Keith, man? Cut the horse shit, y'all. Cut the horse shit. And just know when that type of shit happens, the 1-2 kid gonna come out, man. He gonna let everybody know that he want clean up boxing for the best of his ability. You know what I mean? Want to clean it up and want to get rid of this bad energy, man. But saying things like that, man, saying things like the WBO don't count, man. Come
Ain't no
on.
Chris Angel mind freak, David Blaine, trapdoor horse shit jumping off here.
We not hearing it. The boxing fans don't want it. We not doing that, man. We not doing that. And this is how we looking at you right now, Keith. But shout out to the team. Shout out to the UGC, THC representing. You know what I mean? And thanks for the support, guys. Thanks, Iron Corn, Black Horseman, Haplo, Rocket swung through, everybody that was here, and Essay. If you ain't subscribed to them guys, go ahead and do that. Thanks for coming, y'all. And you know what I mean? Hope you enjoyed the show.